Hello, this is Michael G. Nastos for WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our newscast for this day, Friday, August 22nd, 2014. Our top story today comes from deathandtaxesmag.com website and writer Joe Vikes. Last Saturday, one of the creators of the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge tragically drowned. 27-year-old Corey Griffin jumped off the roof of the Juice Guys building in Nantucket, a popular diving spot for locals. He briefly resurfaced before disappearing underwater. In 2012, Griffin's friend Pete Freites was diagnosed with ALS, inspiring him to start raising money for ALS research. He eventually became one of the co-creators of the Ice Bucket Challenge, a viral stunt that has raised nearly $23 million, caused multiple celebrities to get involved, and generated 1 billion think pieces musing about whether or not the challenge is a good thing. Prior to his death, Griffin had raised $100,000 at a single fundraising event. Family and friends memorialized Griffin, citing his selflessness. As Freites wrote on Facebook following the news, helping out was nothing new for Griff. More on this story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com. Our next story coming up, Scioto Township imposes a moratorium on oil and gas drilling.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Welcome back. This is Michael G. Nastos for WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and thanks to our sponsors for supporting our newscasts. Our next story today comes from the Dexter leader and writer Jim Pruitt. Scioto Township has imposed a 6-month moratorium on oil and natural gas operations to allow officials to review ordinances governing such processes. The Board of Trustees voted unanimously to establish the moratorium August 20th. The decree gives the township time to review its ordinances regarding prospective activities related to oil exploration and drilling. With a view towards some additional controls, perhaps that would be appropriate, Supervisor E. Spalding Clark said. The moratorium states current Michigan law is likely insufficient to protect the land and its people from the effects of oil and gas operations. The township says certain aspects and activities associated with oil and gas development remain or must be subject to local regulation. The moratorium covers issuing permits and other approvals by the township for oil and gas activities. It will only last as long as necessary to enact the regulatory system. The moratorium covers the operation at Miller and West Delhi Roads, Clark said. That would be my interpretation, he added. The issue of what kind of moratorium the township will put in place or has put in place is up in the air. As I see it, the moratorium will stop them while we review our ordinances in an attempt to in some way control aspects of the operation that might not be desired in the general community, Clark continued. I'm not saying that they can never drill oil wells anywhere it really has not been an issue. More on this story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com online. Coming up next, the tasting room and cafe for Jolly Pumpkin's Dexter site to open next month. More in just a moment. Welcome back. This is Michael G. Nastos for WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our next story today comes from the Dexter Leader. No writer credit was given. The long-anticipated opening of the cafe and tap house at Jolly Pumpkin Artesian Ales Production Brewery is just around the corner. Executives at Northern United Brewing Company have announced 7 p.m. Friday, September 5th is the grand opening at 2319 Bishop Circle East in Dexter. Quote, "This tasting room has been in the works for decades," unquote, says Ron Jeffries, Jolly Pumpkin co-founder, co-owner, and brewmaster. He adds, "We've always wanted to have a great place for people to enjoy the beers that we brew on site, and we're excited to unveil this new space, which will allow us to do just that." Designed and built using all recycled or reclaimed materials, NULL, which stands for Northern United Liquid Libations, is intended to be a warm haven and comfortable environment within the 70,000 square foot production brewery building. The tap house will proudly feature products from Jolly Pumpkin's Artesian Ales, North Peak Brewing Company, Civilized Spirits, Old Mission Spirits, Nomad Cidery, and Bonafide Wines. NUB Co. encompasses the Jolly Pumpkin Artesian Ales, North Peak, and Grizzly Peak beer brands, Civilized Spirits, and Bonafide Wines, all dedicated to conservation, inspiration, and locally sustainable practices. More on this story on the local news feed on our website, WDEE-TV.com. Coming up, the Saline City staffers discover that some utility bills in July were not delivered. Come right back. We'll be here.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
More from WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. I'm Michael G. Nastos reporting. Our next story today comes from the Saline Reporter. No credit for a writer was given. Some city residents may not have received their July utility bills due to what appears to be an error by the United States Postal Service in Saline. According to a press release, the city was made aware in August that a number of July 2014 utility bills in the same route had not been received by the residents. The city reviewed billing records that indicate that this number of bills printed, distributed, and postage paid for was in comparison to the same number of billed quarterly. The quarterly count was verified with the mailing agent and with the postage permit paid at the United States Post Office. Therefore, the City of Saline's records indicate that all July 2014 utility bills were printed, prepared, and postage paid, and has requested an investigation of the delivery of the mail. The City Treasurer's Office has been in contact with the U.S. Postal Service regarding this matter, and an investigation is underway at this time. The City Treasurer's Office will be referring this matter to the attention of the Saline City Council at the next regularly scheduled meeting on September 8th to determine how to address interest and fees that are normally applied to late payments in light of what appears to be a delivery failure by the USPS. More on this story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com online. Coming up next, Wolverine Food and Spirits to close and be auctioned off their items and site. More coming up. Welcome back. Michael G. Nastos here, anchoring WDEE-TV headline news, coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and online. Our final story today comes from MLive and writer Jeremy Allen. The Wolverine Food and Spirits Bar in Chelsea will close this Saturday, August 23rd. Owner Judy Merkel sold the restaurant to Speedway, LLC, nearly 47 years after she and her late husband bought the place in February of 1968. She said, "It's really funny how it fell. I signed the day before my birthday on August 8th, and I'm going to lock this place for the last time on September 21st, my husband's birthday. It's just unbelievable, and he loved this place so much," Merkel said. Merkel, who has been running the restaurant since her husband's death in January of 2013, said she will hold an auction to sell off the decor and equipment in the restaurant. The auction is scheduled for September 13th, 2014 at 11 a.m. inside the restaurant. It's located at 20460 West Old U.S. Highway 12. Some of the items include the taxidermied animals her husband Joe Merkel collected over the years, and the iconic taxidermy Wolverine that's been in the restaurant for decades. She added, "My husband and I bought this in Union City, Michigan from a taxidermist who went out of business. We were really young and my husband said we just had to go," Judy Merkel said. "So we got in the car, worried we were going to be late for the sale, and we made it, but we bid on it and bought the Wolverine. I've had professors from the University of Michigan come in and say that our Wolverine was a lot nicer than theirs, and rumor has it that some of them are coming to bid on it." She said there are a lot of people who want the item, and people have already told her they're coming to put in a bid for the iconic creature. More on this story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com. Coming up, music and sports news for the weekend. Stay tuned.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Welcome back. This is Michael G. Nastos for WDEE-TV headline news, coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and we are back with WDEE-TV music news for this weekend. Friday night, trumpeter Ingrid Racine and Friends, the band is dubbed Sound It Out. They perform in Ann Arbor at the Elks Lodge on Sunset, and the Mac Pods appear in a benefit concert Friday night, that's tonight, at the Blind Pig. Saturday, things are jumping in the area. There's the North End Urban Expressions Art Fest in Detroit at the Oakland Avenue Gardens and Greenhouse, 9354 Oakland. Saturday at 1 o'clock, it's the presentation for Frida with dancer Christina Sears-Etter and keyboardist Ken Kozora at the 1515 Broadway Cafe. Saturday evening, Paul Keller presents his band with vocalist Mary Slavin at the Zalgaz Grotto on West Stadium Boulevard, and the Latin jazz of Tumbao Bravo can be heard at Baker's Keyboard Lounge, Livernois at 8 Mile. Sunday, the improviser Jason Stein, ex-University of Michigan student, plays bass clarinet with his trio Hearts and Minds, featuring drummer Frank Rosali and keyboardist Paul Giolorenzo at the Carytown Concert House. Start time Sunday is at 7 p.m. Next Tuesday, it's a homecoming for Matt Watroba, who moved back to Metro Detroit recently. He's teamed with Robert Jones to play at the Ark. Of course, this is all a prelude to the Labor Fest in Hamtramck, the Arts, Beats, and Eats event in Royal Oak, and next weekend's 35th annual Detroit Jazz Festival, Friday through next Monday in the Hart Plaza to Campus Martius Park area. Artist in residence is saxophonist Joshua Redman, while other headliners include Dr. Lonnie Smith, Pharaoh Sanders, Tim Reese, Gary Burton, Dave Holland and Prism, Phil Woods, Randy Weston, Frida Payne, the return of Jimmy Wilkins, local bands, college ensembles, the Jazz Talk Tent, and much, much more, which we will tell you about next week. And in WDEE-TV headline sports, ex-EMU rookie pitcher Matt Shoemaker is helping his first-place LA Angels of Anaheim to hold on in the American League West with a 2-game lead over the Oakland Athletics, especially considering the horrible injury Wednesday by fellow starting pitcher Garrett Richards, who suffered a patellar knee tendon tear and is done for 6 to 9 months. Shoemaker carried a no-hitter into the 7th inning last night in Fenway Park against the Boston Red Sox before yielding a 2-out double to Will Middlebrooks. Shoemaker won the game 2-0, bringing his record to a sparkling 12-4. Meanwhile, Detroit Tiger pitcher David Price also pitched a one-hitter yesterday afternoon and lost to his former team, the Tampa Bay Rays, in Florida. He gave up a single hit, a triple, in the first inning with an unearned run and yielded nothing, no base runners for the rest of the day. The final score, 1-0 in favor of the Rays over the Tigers. And that's WDEE-TV headline news for Friday, August 22nd, 2014. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the beauty of the world. So long, everybody.